everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Talking Nerdy with Max and Thomas. I'm Max.
And I'm Thomas.
And we're going to talk nerdy to you, specifically
Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah.
That actually panned well. We said that at the same time. That was unplanned.
He's back. They got Hugh Jackman. He's back. Ryan Reynolds did everyone a favor and got Hugh Jackman back. I don't think anyone else could have.
When did they announce? Was it like a year and a half?
About a year and a half.
2 years ago. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is sitting on his couch.
So casually. And like he's like walking up the stairs behind him. He's like, hey, Hugh, you want to do a movie with me? He's like, sure.
Yeah, yep, sure. Whatever.
And everyone's like, the internet just, what?
Just exploded. And yeah, because I didn't think, I thought Hugh Jackman, like everyone, I thought Hugh Jackman was done.
Yep.
And it did, like, the thing is,
and they even address Logan, like, from the get-go.
Well, and so I
from
say,
the get-go.
What we will do, let's start off non-spoilers, but then we will go into heavy spoilers.
Okay.
And we'll give a solid warning.
Okay.
Of when it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we're gonna get into it, because there's so much, and it's so hard to talk about this movie without spoilers.
Yes.
Because
oh my goodness,
there is something
much is happening.
There is something I would consider a spoiler, probably every 5 or so minutes.
Okay.
Past the beginning. Past the very beginning.
Yes.
Okay, so overall, what did you think of the movie? Let's start with that, because that seems like the safest thing to start with before spoilers.
I loved it. I feel this is very much, not a buddy cop, but this is Wolverine and Deadpool's movie. This is both of them. Although, like, Deadpool is, I guess, your main, I mean, it is this close of both of them just being sharing the screen. They're always on the same screen together. What's up, Fozzie?
And
trying to eat his food bowl.
Just to go ahead and set up the plot without spoiling anything, the TVA comes to Deadpool to bring him into the sacred timeline.
Yep. And
Deadpool realizes that his universe is dying.
Yep.
Because the anchor being.
Yes.
The anchor. Is that what it was
yes,
called?
An anchor being. Yep.
So the anchor being from their universe, the one that
your
holds
main
it all together, is
for that
gone.
Universe. Yep.
He's dead.
Once they're gone, your universe starts to really deviate and is like for sure that timeline, that story's done.
And that's Wolverine. Yep. Because Wolverine is dead. And
Logan apparently happens in the Deadpool movie timeline.
The continuity, the original Fox continuity.
Yes.
That totally has been straightforward and not confusing whatsoever.
Not at all.
Not at all. So
it's the easiest thing to understand, right?
So for Deadpool,
how many X-Men movies have there been?
Okay, so X-Men, X2,
3,
X-Men 3. What was the name of X-Men 3? It doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
First Class?
Yeah, there's First Class, Days of Future Past. Yep. There's
Logan happens.
Logan, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, and then
with Silver Samurai.
Yeah, then the Wolverine. So there's been the 10 plus the 2 Deadpool movies.
God, there was another Wolverine one. Yes.
Yeah. And then there was the New Mutants also, which I've never seen it, and I didn't even know it was a thing. I just know.
Is that a show or
it was a movie? I don't know. I think it was a movie. I just know Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones, Arya. She's in it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I think New Mutants was a show.
Was it a show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so that really apparently that's grouped together.
In them and all
but
that.
So there's been a lot, and if we're being honest, the ones with Wolverine kind of sucked. So that definitely was their anchor.
Aside from Logan.
Wolverine was in Logan. So the ones without Wolverine sucked.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, like,
I got confused by that.
Poor Hugh Jackman's back must be just like obliterated for how much weight he had to carry in that whole series.
Well, it's also his body. He has to get ripped every time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'll do it.
So back to the plot. So Deadpool sets out to get Wolverine to save his own universe.
He wants to go grab another Wolverine and drop him in, and that will restore his anchor person.
Yeah. And so I'll definitely say, honestly, fuck it. Let's just get into spoilers.
Okay.
Let's just get into spoilers. So we're going into spoilers.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Go
watch
it. If you've watched 20th Century Fox movies up till this point, back in like the 2000s, you're gonna enjoy a lot of this. A lot of this is you're gonna pick up on a lot of it and see a lot of familiar faces here and there.
So let's just. I think the biggest spoiler thing we can talk about is all the cameos. So this is slam-packed with cameos.
Yep.
And they're freaking. So just to name off
so many. And again, a lot of them from 20th Century Fox.
So
Marvel movies.
I got a list of them here, and I'll list them off.
Yep.
And so I'm going to start with the ones that were confirmed to us before we even watched the movie.
Yep.
Jennifer Gardner is Elektra. Mm-hmm. Now, I thought it was interesting that they brought her back because, for those of you who don't know, so she was in the original Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck back in like 2003 or something like that.
Ooh, way back.
Yeah.
Barely remember.
And then she had a spin-off movie called Elektra. And then they just stopped because they were both just bad.
Yep. There was a battle scene with white curtains and a lot of assassins.
Wake me up inside. Remember the fight scene? Yeah, that was like that weird state in Marvel movies where they kept playing that like shitty post-grunge kind of music. Like Spider-Man's got fucking Nickelback.
Even those two Deadpool and Katana movies had a very grungy, dark paint style. I guess it definitely made them different. Also, Kingpin was not a big...
Well, but at least you had Michael Clark Duncan, and he's amazing.
Yes!
But back to this. So, another one...
Then you look at every other iteration and you go, wait, who's what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Daphne Keane is X-23 from Logan. So we get a grown-up version of her.
Yep.
And then
Which they don't say what universe she's from, just a deleted one.
I think she was from that one. It sounded like...
Because she said she got to grow up thanks to him. But part of me was just like, okay, so she was taken from the timeline then. If she's the one from Deadpool's and the Logan universe. Yeah. I was like, that stinks. Why were you deleted? You're great.
Maybe she's just being a bitch. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, just causing issues.
Oh, man.
But, okay, so now, these are all that were not confirmed. So, right off the bat, we got Chris Evans.
Yep.
But he's not Captain America.
Nope.
He is Johnny...
Totally duped me.
Johnny freaking Storm from the Fantastic Four, which everyone shits on those those two Fantastic Four movies. I liked them.
Something I was, we had to have, even Batman went through a whole campy era with a different actor. And, we eventually got the Dark Knight trilogy, which is where I think, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm loving this iteration of Batman. All of those 20th Century Fox, the Fantastic Four 1 and 2, and then the remakes that they did. I don't think I watched those. I watched reviews of those, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to the movie for this one.
But you go.
They were good though. It was the first time seeing the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. But I'm not going to go see this. But how many Venom? You've gone to both Venom movies and then Morbius?
I did not go to Morbius.
Okay, good.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I want to make sure.
Even Venom's hitting a weird vibe because I'm liking Tom Hardy and Venom.
But
look, it's Frankie, everybody! Look, it's Frankie. Oddly enough, I think the Ben Grimm in the big foamy suit that's practical, probably a nightmare wearing.
He said it was Michael Chiklis. Yeah.
I think it's similar to the whole Star Wars and puppets because you look at it and it's a puppet. It's not a real alien, but because it's real material that's moving, it isn't CGI. Part of your brain registers that as being real, and you can buy it. your brain buys that much.
Well, and back to John, I loved him in the movie. I thought he was really funny. He's hardly in it because he's like, the second he meets the villain, he's like obliterated instantly. Just like sucks his skin off and his body like collapses.
Oh my god!
Which it was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck! And then the post-credit scene in it is just hilarious because you have him saying like almost every dirty word in the book, like there's things you wouldn't imagine. Clean cut Captain America saying.
Oh my god! Johnny Storm does have, aside from Deadpool, I think.
Mouthy.
Johnny Storm might have like the biggest mouth.
Yeah, he's mouthy.
Oh yeah. But he has a heart of gold when it counts. He gets serious.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Next, Wesley Snipes came back as Blade.
Oh my goodness! This was amazing.
There's only one Blade.
Yeah. Oh man, and he even at one point has his boomerang that he's using. Oh my god!
Which I wonder how.
I was so. We get Gambit.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
Yes,
is Gambit, who has been trying to get into like he was promised like a solo movie playing Gambit years ago, and he never got to do it.
Here he is now. He got to be it
with a comic accurate costume.
Yes,
which I love.
And oddly enough, he did the Louisiana Bayou
the Creole accent.
Yep.
Terrible. Terrible.
That's just how it is.
He sounded like Foghorn Leghorn had a stroke. Oh man, rim of the ball, ball.
Yep. He has his
Gambit.
Staff. He's got his cards. Kinetic energy, making stuff blow up.
I liked seeing him.
I was so scared that they were gonna pull a X-Force from Deadpool 2 moment and just have all of them die instantly when they fought the villain.
Do we know what happened to them? Didn't they get eaten? Didn't they get aided by? They got aided by Annihilus.
Alioth, yeah.
Alioth.
Again, back from the Loki show, because they end up getting sent there. But we see X-23 sitting at the table at the end with everyone, so they may be there as well. They weren't there in the scene.
That's true.
But he said, I have some friends, not just one. He said, I have a few friends who helped us out. Could we get them back? So maybe we will see them again. If maybe in Secret Wars we get the Deadpool universe gets thrown in some part, and his whole team is Colossus, and then when we get, I think Colossus is actually rocking a new vest, I think. Mm-hmm. But we only get him there at the very beginning.
Yeah, so the original Deadpool backing characters, side characters, they're in it for a fraction of the time. I mean, Peter was freaking. I love seeing Peter.
No, they're used car salesman, co-worker buddies.
Of course, we all have a Peter.
Yes.
Sweet sugar bear.
Oh man. And their universe got a label, and it's 10,006 or something.
It's 10005, I think.
Okay, it's one that's
something. Yeah,
it's way out there.
Yeah, it's a big number.
I couldn't find anything looking up that. I was like, okay, they just threw a number down.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it sounds like that's pretty much what they did. They just they needed a number, and they were just like, fuck it. Then a couple other cameos that you might not know. So Blake Lively was Lady Deadpool. That was her doing the voice.
Okay.
Matthew McConaughey was Cowboy Deadpool.
All right.
Which I did not know.
Okay. And they're all masked when this happens.
Yeah, you don't see them.
It's the Deadpool core. That's just a whole a core of whatever. It's just a whole multiverse team.
Yeah.
We may see another core in Secret Wars. Maybe. The Thor core.
Thor core. I like the name. The sound.
They were when Doom did his old crazy takeover battle world or whatever thing. It was his police force was the Thor core.
I didn't know.
And it's just an entire lineup of Thors, but the best one is the one that was turned into a frog.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Good Lord, what is his name?
That's in Loki.
Oh, he was.
There's a blink and you miss it. There's Frog Thor is in a jar. He's hopping around with a mini Mjolnir.
He already exists. It's meant to be.
It's canon. Then John Favreau plays Happy Hogan in the beginning when Deadpool's trying to get into the Avengers and he just
he still
cannot.
has his gadget from the end of Deadpool 2. He visits the 616, the main Marvel universe.
Okay, so
doesn't get the job.
I have a thing about that. So in it, it says 2018. Now, at the point that would take place in the MCU timeline, technically would be like 2023 because there's the 5-year time jump.
Right.
Now, that's a continuity error unless they're talking about the literal 2018 when Endgame came out. Or was it 2019 Endgame?
Endgame was 2019. Infinity War was 2018.
So they fucked up either way.
2019, then 2018. Okay.
I think Endgame was 2019. Well,
A long time ago, before the world virus
we're gonna...
thing.
Okay, now I'm looking this up now because we need to know. Because
We gotta get
Spider-Man
our dates
Homecoming
right.
came out too. 2019. So either way, there is that continuity error. So if it's in universe, it's incorrect because it would be 2023 when Tony Stark died. And then
Unless this was before the blip happened.
well, it wouldn't make sense because his heart, the little thing that proofs. Oh, never mind.
That's already
never mind.
That's already removed. That's a trophy from the first movie.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong.
Yep.
I was wrong.
Sorry,
Marvel.
Happy Hogan's office was just full of memorabilia. It
Yeah,
had
for
the
whatever
half
reason, I
Captain
was
America
thinking,
shield,
oh, okay, that's an
the
in-game
kid's
thing.
Iron Man helmet.
Yeah.
That, and it had like 1 or 2 Iron Man. There's so many Iron Man helmets. He'd sure have plenty just sitting around the office.
And then, Henry Cavill.
Yes.
That is-
Oh, so yeah, Deadpool's kind of taking a little bit, running around all these different universes, looking for the first one he finds.
Oh, with the comet accurate 5'3" Wolverine. When he came up, I was like, instantly when he walked up, I was like, yes.
It just falls to the ground. Oh no!
It was beautiful.
Yes.
And then because they had so many variants. So they had a variant from like the 80s that had the 80s costume, and he was fighting the Hulk, which was Wolverine's very first appearance was fighting the Hulk.
Okay.
And then you had Patch.
They tussle so much. Probably the best one was in when Hulk comes back from being exiled and everything. World War Hulk, I think.
Mm-hmm.
God, maybe. And Wolverine's like, we've done this hundreds of times. Bring it. But this is Hulk who's smart. And he's like, sure, your bones are indestructible and you'll regenerate. I'm going to give you a concussion you will not wake up from because, unfortunately, your brain is in an indestructible cage, and proceeds to punch him so hard his brain just keeps bouncing around in his skull for a while, which just knocks him out.
So in other words, he's going to be, Logan the tomato. The tomato that never goes rotten. It's just permanently ripe.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. So, a few parts. I think the intro to this movie is probably the best intro I've seen in any movie. So he uses Logan's exhumed corpse, adamantium corpse, to beat and murder the TVA agents, while dancing to NSYNC.
Yes,
which was freaking hilarious. He was like doing the whole dance, and then he puts on the claws, and then I love when he gets it stuck in one TVA agent's ass, and then he gets stuck in the crotch of another one.
Yep.
He's like pulling back and forth. And
a third one shows up, like, you sick animal.
Yeah. And he's just like, my ass.
Well, he also ends up accidentally stabbing himself several times. He's like, these claws are dangerous.
But I love the intro. I love it. It was so, and it really, I had heard that pretty much, the first 5 minutes of the movie, soothed anyone's worries that Disney was gonna,
lay
pacify
down the
it.
law.
Yeah. Just to really.
Blood.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
So many F-bombs.
Oh, yeah.
Sexual references. violence, such gory violence. And like one of my favorite jokes is what was it? It's like, I have to show you something massive. It's like, oh, that's what my Scoutmaster Rob said back when,
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't remember. I can't.
Scoutmaster Kevin.
Scoutmaster Kevin. And that, like, I audibly, like, I could not stop laughing at that part. That joke in particular just really landed for me. It just really got me. But
when he meets up with the TVA and they're gearing him all out with this Marvel stuff, and he comes out, he's like, "Well, unfortunately," he's like, "That guy's great at his job, but he says he's a pervert or something else."
like, but he's kind of a or he's
Yeah.
like a predator or something.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because it's just
definitely a predator.
It's going back and forth between him, like cupping his
the belt,
his
the
junk,
buckle,
and slapping his ass
Yeah.
over and over. Just
But they
cup
just keep
slap,
doing
cup slap.
those. Like at first it happens once and then that and then it just keeps happening again
then
and
there's
again.
the-
You're like, whoa.
Pegging's not new for me, friend, but it is for Marvel.
Yep.
Or no, but it is for Disney. Pegging's not new for me,
Yes.
friend, but it is for Disney.
Yep.
That's yeah.
Oh boy.
And then a couple. Also, I love all the original costumes.
Yes.
Like are back. So Wolverine. I mean, you get to see him in full, but like the mask and everything. And I love the suit. I loved it.
I saw a little bit where it's like, we're only gonna see the mask for 10 seconds. No, it's a few minutes. Once it's on, it's there for like the rest of the end of the movie.
And it looked good. I was kind of afraid it might look silly, but I don't think it really did. Oh, okay. There were points with the CGI. There were points with the CGI. It looked a little silly.
It
but
looks a little silly.
I think it would have been better.
His reason for wearing it though is so metal.
Oh
My gosh.
Well, yeah. So in the whole thing, and I love how they did. Like they definitely honored Logan.
Yes.
But they gave this iteration of Wolverine. So this Wolverine,
he drank a lot.
yeah, he was like a raging alcoholic.
Yes. And when the X-Men needed him most,
He failed them. They were
Yeah.
all murdered.
yeah.
And so it's haunted him. And
The only thing he has to remember them by is the costume that
which he never takes off.
Yep. Which
Which-
was amazing to see that with the shoulder pads and everything, and even the gloves. Oh man,
It looked great. Well, and I do love that there was that heart to the character where it was like, so it's definitely a different Wolverine, but I loved him. And I think it's almost one of the best Wolverines. Best iteration. I know it's the same Wolverine. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? But
Yes.
like, I just feel like the story really did him justice of that tortured kind of person, but redeeming himself and finding that like a newfound home. And but
an educated wish,
an educated
not
wish.
even an educated
you,
guess.
You really are God's perfect idiot.
Yep, Deadpool and Wolverine. It's oil and water. They don't mix at all. But man, are they two of the best killers everywhere. And when you're in a movie that lets them just spill blood, oh my god.
Well, in the scene with all the Deadpools, the Deadpool Corps, is that what you call it?
Yep. The Deadpool Corps.
So it's like 100 Deadpools, and Hannah pointed this out. It's like one continuous shot that's being panned.
So the camera's on a dolly rolling, and at one point they actually slow down because they can't keep killing enough, and they have to. Wolverine has to like push like 10 or 12 of them at once, while
my
he's
God.
like still just Wolverine in this. We finally get to see him how he fights in the
Proper
comics.
Wolverine
He
fighting.
leaps
yeah.
at you. He gets his claws like right here in your upper chest and lungs, and then just starts ripping you to pieces.
Yeah. I mean, he was...
He fights like a madman, like an
does.
animal. But it's glorious. Finally seeing.
Well, when they finally fight, like after they get sent to the void, he like gets into that animal, like so he.
we
puts his
get
claws
the
out,
adamantium,
and then,
versus Deadpool.
and then he like starts like
running to which is
like a wild animal.
yeah. Oh, so very feral Wolverine.
Then the
there.
fight in the minivan.
The Honda Accord that's playing like pop music from like Again, like
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Lynn Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, from like the 20s.
And then the soundtrack
The
was great.
2000s.
The soundtrack was really great. Like they like.
And this is all sort of Deadpool also taking a big swing at 20th Century Fox.
Oh yeah. Well, and it
A lot.
at Disney and Marvel too. Because one thing I love that they've talked about, it's like, okay, the whole multiverse thing, guys, it's not working out. And it's just like, I'm so freaking happy because everyone was very excited for the multiverse stuff when it was first announced. There's two things I hate in movies. I hate time travel. I hate multiverses. Now, in-game...
Scapegoats out the wazoo.
Well, it's like all these continuity errors.
Even Rick and Morty address this here and there, where I think Rick helps like Bird Person fight in this like civil war and they win. And then Rick makes a comment. He's like, you and me, we could just be buds and we can jump to like where we lost, where we just go and do our other thing. He's like, nothing matters because it's happening infinitely. And Bird Person like being stuck. I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty.
No, I can't get into it.
He's just like, whoa, that's like a huge diss on my entire life and reality. He's like, I've been fighting this civil war for like 3 years. What are you talking about? Just dipping. So yeah, it's got that multiverse bit where it's like, we can just go grab whoever from wherever because it doesn't really matter that this one died. There's another one out there that we can just go use.
Yeah. And so I'll be very happy when it's...
I'm hoping Secret Wars will... Because that's what it does. It takes all the multiverses and they all get smashed together and then you get one that leaves it. And you're back to one world, one universe again, one continuity. Oh my gosh.
I'll be happy when it's just the 616. So
Which will they even do with like Secret Wars? It's like different versions survive.
Could be.
That come out of it. So you get, it's...
villains. We got to talk about the villains.
Yes.
So Cassandra Nova, I actually liked her.
Yep. Evil, like... weird baby womb version of like Charles's evil twin thing or something.
Yeah, so she was Charles Xavier's twin, but the TVA zapped her as like an infant and sent her to the void.
Yep. Way more, she has telepathy, but she has to literally stick her hand through your head.
Ugh.
But she has way more absurd psychic power.
Yeah.
Again, just like, whoop, and like, your skin's gone, Johnny.
Rest in peace, Torch.
If you don't like gore and blood, this will actually be a hard movie for you to watch.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
In the best ways.
Yep. Oh, man.
And then, so...
we also get Paradox, but thankfully, very quickly, he's a rogue TVA agent trying to take care of other timelines and Deadpool's.
He wants to sympathy kill universes instead of letting him just kind of peter out.
Thankfully, he's not the main big threat at the end of this. Very quickly, it's like, no, Cassandra Nova is the bigger problem.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. I can't really stand this weird campy villain. And even Deadpool's
I think he was
like
fun,
ready.
but he was, yeah. But it very much was your like stereotypical like...
I'm going to delete your world.
Yeah. Well,
because I have to.
Then some other cameos that, like, I get them having them, but at the same time, it felt... So, Sabretooth. The original Sabretooth, which I can't remember the dude's name.
From, like, the original X1, 2, and 3, baby.
Well, just X-Men 1.
Oh, wait. But did he die?
Yeah. What's his...
Look, he fought in the
he gets
Statue
shot
of
out
Liberty.
and he flies off the Statue of Liberty and like crashes into like a little police patrol boat and it sinks.
God.
Yeah, he just gets like fucked. So,
Oh.
And then in this movie, he gets decapitated like instantly. Like they build up to that fight and it's just like, nah, not really. We're just kidding, guys. But then they had Pyro from the 2 and 3. Toad. They had... Lady Deathstrike?
Yeah, Lady Deathstrike, Juggernaut.
Yeah.
The supposed father of the X-Men who's a blue devil who can teleport. It's the red guy from...
Azazel.
Yeah.
Azazel. Or,
Yeah. I think that's his name. From
I don't remember.
He was in First Class. One of those. He was from one of those universes. So this is literally basically the dumping grounds of 20th Century Fox.
Yeah,
Johnny Storm's in here. Again, Elektra.
the Russian
Blade.
from the Punisher movie. He's in it. So he was the guy with like the striped shirt.
Oh,
yeah, because I was just like, I feel like that's that character, and it turned out it was him.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and they dropped it like, oh, the Punisher was here, but he was destroyed like earlier.
And so was Reed Richards was apparently there. He's name dropped. Mm-hmm. And then Daredevil's name dropped. The Ben Affleck. I assume the Ben Affleck one.
Yep.
Um,
She's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Oh,
it's like,
man.
Fuck.
Oh.
But I loved it. Now, so
many
the big
cameos.
thing is a lot of people were saying this is going to be what saves the MCU.
And Deadpool's also making the joke that he's
Marvel Jesus,
MJ for short.
Don't tell Peter.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that in Secret Wars if his whole universe gets thrown in. Because again, he and Wolverine team up to save Deadpool's current universe, 10,005 or something. Not the 616, because that's his friends, the people that matter to him. God, just them fighting, like, just constantly the whole movie. He's like, will you ever shut up?
Well, and so, like, with it, really though, so the whole, is this going to save the MCU? I don't know. I think it's too early to
This was great. This was great.
The movie alone was fantastic. Now,
the whole
we still got to see.
Franchise.
I think it's unfair to say if it saves the whole franchise. I think it's a step in the right direction. Like, if you keep up the quality like you did in this, you're going to keep people motivated. They're going to want to come and keep seeing your movies and watching your shows. But, you
made a great observation. The past end of credits scenes is when Deadpool always says, hey, at the end of the first one, we're going to have Cable in the next. It happens. Hey, we're going to have Wolverine in the third one. It happens. This one, it's more of a joke to what happens earlier with Johnny Storm and clearing up his name with the hilarious scene.
Take that, fuckface.
Full of so much language. But earlier, he says something there before the movie ends. We know something happens with Deadpool and Thor.
That's right. I want to know.
Why is Thor crying? Yeah. What's happening to me? So, again, with the whole Thor core being a thing that might be in Secret Wars, the comic's been out for a couple years, people. Don't hate me on that. And it's awesome. I mean, it's a whole, you got like Odin Thor and like Rune King Thor, again, Frog Thor. And they're just Doom's police of his crazy weird battle world. But that's where I'd think you'd have this weird scene with him and a Thor.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Well,
hopefully.
So one last question about this movie.
Yeah.
Before we move on, do you think that we will see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine or Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool in a future MCU movie?
Deadpool for sure. And I think he has control of his character and how his character is going to be if he ever does show up in a scene. Ryan Reynolds will be Deadpool. And Deadpool will always be the Deadpool we know from these movies. Like, that's just going to be how he is. Mm-hmm. There's, like, almost no changing that unless they do some cool story stuff. There's, like, one or something where, like, Deadpool gets serious. And it's like, oh, my gosh. But that's a whole thing. Hugh Jackman, he says, nah, you won't see me around later. But he's in that universe. And Deadpool keeps joking, you're going to keep doing this till you're 90. I don't know. I'd love to see it. But also, I know he's been doing that role forever.
24 years.
You're right, yeah.
First
2000, so this is 24. Oh my gosh.
Yep. So, yeah, I think we'll see Ryan Reynolds again as Deadpool. I think
he loves it.
But I would say that what you said about Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool and so tied, I'd say at this point, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Now, that being said, I think we may get Hugh Jackman back for Secret Wars, but I think they'll recast Wolverine. And I'd understand them doing that because Hugh Jackman's in his 50s, and it's hard to be in that kind of shape. It's hard to be in that shape when you're in your 20s.
Yep. The whole thing with Logan and that being the final hurrah and everything, that's still its whole thing, even though we just Deadpool desecrated the entire...
Desecrated.
He's like, first thing we're going to do, we're going to desecrate the memory of this movie. Oh, man.
And I wasn't upset by it.
No,
I wasn't.
That's not how healing factors work. Starts hitting with a shovel. He's dead! He's dead!
But yeah, so I loved it. I think if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
It's fantastic.
And tell us what you think. What were your favorite parts? And then, real quick, there is one thing, and we're going to keep this very, very, very brief. Very brief.
Yep. Marvel did just do their whole Comic-Con panel, some new reveals, and some trailers, finally, for some stuff.
Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom. I hate it. I do. I hate it. It really bothers me. It's bummed me out since I found out last night.
I'm happy for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
I love Robert Downey Jr.
In, what did we go see after Barbie? What was that?
Oppenheimer.
Played an amazing villain.
Strauss.
Yes. But same actor, same face, same voice, in the same universe. If his mask was knocked off and Spider-Man's in that scene, there's no reason in the world goes, hey, it's Tony Stark! Yeah.
Mr. Stark!
Yeah. So, things they can do.
Yeah. I wish they casted a different
voice
actor.
Modulation with the mask. Doom's face is always scarred.
Well, and so the thing is, they're not. They're not going to do it because...
I believe he's a great enough actor. He can do Doom.
Yeah.
But my brain is screaming at me like,
well, he's
why
Tony
do you not
Stark,
have a good actor?
is the thing.
Why not another actor?
Well, but the thing is, Marvel, the MCU in particular, and this has always bothered me, there's no secret identities. Everyone takes their mask off all the time. People spend more time without mask than they do with mask, even if that's an integral part. Like Spider-Man swinging out and taking off his mask instantly. It's like... No. And so what they're going to do, you don't cast someone like Robert Downey Jr. and not show his face. And if you're going to show his face, everyone knows he's Tony Stark. All the MCU characters know he's Tony Stark.
You have to fake it and then just be the first tease that maybe it's real. Well, it's just a Doom bot that thought it was Doom.
Well,
and it's a robot thing or something.
And so I had heard rumor. There was a rumor that came out.
You're excited, but you're queasy about it. That's where I'm.
I'm not
basically.
excited. I'm not excited about it.
It's like there's excitement, but like there's just as much worry in my brain.
Now, and then this is what I'll say. Kevin Feige.
I want to see it because it sounds awesome.
Well, Kevin Feige has consistently changed things and released good product. So whatever it is, it's going to land. I think it'll land. Oh, man, but I just wish...
Deadpool did kind of say the past 5 years have been shaky.
That was a different CEO, okay? That was before they brought back Papa Iger to steer everything. But, yeah, so I mean...
It makes sense the Russo brothers made a whole thing where they're like, we trust this actor to do this part and nail it. I get that.
Yeah, he's fully capable. He's fully capable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what it's going to be is it's going to be Tony Stark from a different universe who went bad instead of good and took on the mantle of Doctor Doom.
Those the rumors, yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can understand where that's going to be entertaining. But as a comics fan and as a fan of Doctor Doom, I want Victor Von Doom.
So they can't even do Infamous Iron Man, which is a whole comic strip from like a year or two ago where he turns over a new leaf. Iron Man did disappear for a few years because he got flung through time or something or went to a different world. And because Doom's being a good guy for a little bit, he redesigns his armor and it looks like Iron Man, but with green lights and stuff. And he tries to be a hero, but everyone's super skeptical of him. And then it kind of peters out once Iron Man comes back. You can't do that because it's Iron Man playing as if you go with the rumor that he's an Iron Man from a different universe playing Doom, playing Iron Man. You're.
So,
Hey.
in other words,
But
what I think I should wrap this up saying is, even though I don't like it, I'm still gonna spend the money to see the tickets.
we've got
Like it still owns my wallet.
4 or 5 movies that are going to roll out every 6 or so months from here on out. We've got Brave New World with Captain America. We've got The Thunderbolts. I think that's after it. We got Fantastic Four, which
Steps.
is going to be
I'm
like
excited.
filming in like a week.
Tuesday.
And then
Filming starts Tuesday.
in a year it's going to release. That sounds like a crazy schedule, but okay. You got Pedro Pascal's the lead for it. I hope the thing looks awesome. I hope they all look awesome. I hope they do a good job.
They get like a little pre-footage trailer at Comic-Con. I got to watch it.
Oh.
They leaked it on YouTube. I got to watch it. It looks pretty cool.
Okay.
It's like retro futuristic, if that makes sense.
Yep. We're not getting the sad sort of what happened with Scarlett Johansson's like here's her prequel story after she already died bit. They're putting in Avengers Doomsday is gonna be the whole Doom's the villain, we assume here. That's his
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. And then we'll do Secret Wars. Because if you just, they made a whole thing like, hey, this has to happen first before the other part. And that's literally...
How big a slap in the face would it be?
Yeah, Doom's happening on May in 26, and then Secret Wars a year later in 27.
How much of a slap in the face would it feel like if Doomsday, the main villain, was the Mole Man?
Oh, wow, if they did that.
If it took all the Avengers to take out the Mole Man... Like, I'd be so confused but impressed. It's like, man, Mole Man stepped it up. All right, but
No.
Tell us what you think, everyone. Drop a comment, like, subscribe.
Yep.
Fuck, I can't talk. But drop a comment, like, subscribe.
There you go.
Tune in for the next one. I've been Max.
And I'm Thomas.
See you later.
Bye.